Um, you said to take driver's license. You're not taking a driver's license unless it is already there. So we usually say I need to get my driver's license. You could say make. I need to make my driver's license, but even make, it's not something you're actually making. I need to take the driver's license test. You could use the word take if you included test, but I need to get my driver's license would be the best way to say it. You said someone who we don't feel that much. I think I wrote down maybe you want to say someone who we don't relate to, or someone who we don't empathize with. I forget the exact subject matter you were talking about, but you said someone who we don't feel that much. And I think you wanted to say someone who we don't relate to or empathize with. Means you can put yourself in their situation. And last one, you said happily I am surrounded by many optimistic people. It's okay, but it sounds better to say luckily.
Okay.
Luckily I'm surrounded by many optimistic people, blah blah blah. Suhyun, I wrote down, you said this graph is something stupid. I would take out the word something. This graph is stupid. Lyric is very emotion thing. I would just say lyrics are very emotional. You said it become a good result. Maybe the word become is not fitting well right there. There will be a good result, or a good result will occur. And last one, you said cannot imagine if it will be successful. I think you were talking about either the marketer or the director, I forget. Cannot imagine if it will be successful. Maybe you want to say cannot anticipate or cannot know if it will be successful. Imagine is more used for EK, you said wanted to liberalize from their parents. Liberalize just sounded a little strange to me. Maybe rebel from or rebel against their parents.
Be free. Free from.
Maybe to get free from, to be free from. You said the musical got awarded. Very simple mistake. Just the musical was awarded or got many awards. Tried to have their daughters within their house. The word within sounded very like actual physically in the house. If that's what you meant, I think you meant more to keep their daughters under their supervision or under their control or something like that. The word within made it sound very like physical location. Eugene, at the very beginning, I want to catch up my English. Just change the word catch to brush. I want to brush up my English. Sounds a lot better. Brush. Like hairbrush or paintbrush, maybe is how that term caught up. Catch up is more used for when you are behind and you need to catch up with the group. I think more than one person said that, actually. You do not say, I need to catch up my English. It just sounds unnatural. I want to improve my English is the very simple way to say it. Another term we say is brush up my English. Brush up.
Catch up my English level. It sounds still weird.
Yeah, the word catch up does not... maybe you could say, usually when you catch up, I catch up with, right? I had to catch up with him. Maybe if you, his English is better than mine, I need to catch up with him. Maybe you can say it like that. And where was I? Eugene, you said, you were talking about the summary of the article. He also telling about theater. The article, he also tells us about, or he also talks about the theater. He tells us about. He is also telling us about, talking about, tells us about, instead of he also telling about. And another very simple one, you have to know every details of. You would either say all the details with an S or every detail without the S. Very simple one. G1, at the beginning you said, I don't have much brave to go there. About India. I'm not brave enough to go there, or I'm too scared to go there. I don't have much brave. I'm not brave enough. This, I think, what you probably wanted to say. You said, I rather prefer to watch movies. You have to choose. Either I'd rather watch movies or I prefer to watch movies. Don't combine rather and prefer. And one more. You said, I think it's same like before. I think it's the same as before. The same as before. Kelly, you said, I'm not that musical person. I would either say, I think the best way to say, I'm not much of a musical person. You could say, I'm not a musical person, right? I don't like musicals. I'm not a musical person. But you wanted to say just a little bit, right? So I'm not much of a musical person. Or I'm not a big fan of musicals. You could also say like that. And at the end, you said, if there is the same price, I would go to the concert or something. If there. So when you introduced it like that, I'm thinking, what is there? What is there? Maybe, that's straight. That's big. Maybe you wanted to say if they are the same price, but there is. Just take out is if they are, because it is THEY apostrophe RE, right? Not the. So you cannot say they are is. Okay, now I understand. If they are or if they were. It would be even better because it's hypothetical. If they were the same price, I would go to the concert or something like that. Misun, very simple one that many Koreans say, from next week. I don't know why, maybe it's my personal thing, but I always say starting next week. Starting next week sounds better than from next week. I don't know why. It just sounds better to me. I don't think that's actually a mistake. Just something that sounds better to me. Misu, I'm looking at you. And you said drones are used in many areas. I thought a useful one you could use. Drones are used in many facets of life. Facets of life is, so they are used for real estate. They are used for military. They are used for this. When you say they are used in many areas, I don't know, maybe you meant physically. You meant? Or I thought you were talking about different industries and different stuff like that. So you could say drones are used in many facets of life. Facet means like a aspect or area. F-A-C-E-T. Yeah, many facets of life. Just all the different aspects of life. It's just a good way to say it. And last, they are becoming to use the drone. I would switch becoming to beginning or starting. They are beginning to use drones. They are starting to use drones more often instead of becoming. Any questions? No questions.
Starting next
Yes.
week. And
It just sounds better to me. I don't know why.
yes, just a simple question. Starting the next week, just without the just starting next week.
No, starting next week, starting next month, starting next year, starting in December, starting tomorrow. For some reason, the
Starting in December.
starting in December,
Oh, okay.
starting in December. For some reason, the blah 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 buta blah 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 kanji gets lost in translation sometimes, and don't always understand what you mean. But a lot of times, when that gets translated, it sounds a little bit strange to me. I don't know why. That I notice a lot of not necessarily mistakes, but sounds strange.